In today's video, we explain how and why the Indian government might be making nicotine replacement products cheaper in the country. Also, before we get into today's article, we just want to let you know that you can get these crisp stories delivered straight into your inbox every day by clicking here. If you're already a subscriber or you're reading this on the app, then you can just go ahead and read the story now. India is addicted to tobacco. We have over 267 million people consuming tobacco products. In fact, as a country, we are the second biggest consumer of tobacco in the world. And it's not a statistic we can brag about. Nearly 1.35 million Indians lose their lives every year to chronic diseases directly linked to tobacco consumption. Think cancer, lung disease, and other cardiovascular maladies. If you further dissect this data, you'll see that smoking is responsible for 1 in 5 deaths in men and 1 in 20 deaths in women between the ages of 30 to 69. Chewing tobacco, meanwhile, is the leading cause of oral cancer in the world. And India has the highest incidence of oral cancer anywhere in the world. Not merely because of the size of our population, but also because gutka is a popular alternative here. And it imposes a huge cost on our people. For every 100 rupee worth of tax tobacco products seem to generate, the state and the society incurs a cost of 816 rupees. There is the cost associated with lost productivity. There is the ecological costs. There is the burden on the healthcare system. And it can all add up very quickly. So the government has been trying to do something about this. And according to news reports, it seems they are now planning to add nicotine replacement therapy products, NRT, chewing gums, patches, tablets, oral strips, and lozenges to the National List of Essential Medicines, NLEM. What does that mean, you ask? Well, let's start with nicotine replacement therapies first. Actually, let's start with nicotine instead. Nicotine is a chemical compound found in tobacco. It releases neurotransmitters that regulate your mood and behavior. It's what gives you that distinct tobacco feeling. But it's also highly addictive. If you have ever tried to quit smoking, you know how hard it can be. You inevitably relapse after a few days and you start puffing or chewing tobacco. So what's the alternative? Well, nicotine replacement therapies, of course. NRT works by delivering low doses of nicotine through lozenges and patches. Object here is to slowly ramp down your nicotine cravings and eventually wean you off of it entirely. Also, NRTs are a popular alternative since they don't contain over 250 harmful chemicals. You don't have to breathe in carbon monoxide and hydrogen cyanide like you do with tobacco smoke. So they're a pretty useful alternative. But then why aren't more people using NRT products to break their smoking habits, you ask? For starters, NRT products don't come cheap. Take nicotine gums for instance. According to an article from 2018, one piece of gum contains around 2 milligrams of nicotine while a cigarette contains nearly 5 milligrams of nicotine. And that means a person on NRT needs 8 to 10 pieces of gum a day. That adds up to about 5 rupee to 6 rupees a piece. And considering these therapies can last anywhere between 12 weeks to 6 months, you can see how these products can cost a fair sum of money. Also, they carry a GST rate of about 18%, and this pushes the price up some more. But if these products were more affordable, maybe nicotine replacement therapies would see more uptake. And that's why they are planning on introducing NRTs to the essential medicines list. For the uninitiated, this special list contains over 350 essential medicines that the government hopes to make more accessible. And they do this by imposing price caps. So as of today. And it contains a few drugs that people don't even consume anymore. For instance, a drug used to treat hypertension, methyldopa, actually had zero sales in the past 3 years, yet when the NLEM list was updated in 2021, they were still classified as essential medicines. It's likely that the government was copy-pasting the list with very few additions. And no, we are not saying this. Mansukh Mandavia, the Minister of Health and Family Welfare, said this only recently. So yeah, it seems they finally got around to making the NLEM list more robust and they could add nicotine replacement products to the list. What will this mean for people on NRT?
Kebahagiaan adalah kesenangan yang dicapai oleh manusia menurut kehendak masing-masing.
So yeah, with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare hoping to cut India's tobacco use by at least 30% by 2025, we could expect some dip in tobacco consumption.